So after doing the survival duel in the previous video, I was able to get the game gift pack, which allowed me to get Graceful Charity and Sinister Serpent. But then I realized I can't actually use Sinister Serpent because Sinister Serpent, if we go back here, I'll address that in a moment. If I go back here, in the default ban list for this game, Sinister Serpent is banned, right? This game is cool because you can actually put in passcodes, and that's what that keypad thing was. Put in passwords that allow you to get different ban lists, right? So different eras, different months, right? There is a code that you can use, which I think it's like HPD, right? That you can enter, and that gives you the ban list where there's just nothing's banned. Right? And that's the one that I'm using because I wanted to use Sinister Serpent for a video. This doesn't affect the CPUs. They'll always use the default one. I wanted to find one for like 2004 where the Sinister Serpent was like legal, even at just like 1 or something like that, but I just couldn't find the passwords for that, so I just ended up using this. This one you can actually just get for free if you just beat the game, I think, or if you get one of each card, you get this this ban list, right? So I'm using this ban list. I'm not going crazy with it. I might do something where, like, if I play like Exodia, I might just go buck wild and do like a broken Exodia deck, like we did in 7 Trials to Glory, I think it was, where we did that. But all that to say is I'm not even playing Sinister Serpent right now. I'm playing this new deck that I managed to just easily, except I got 1 loss to this guy, which was embarrassing, but I managed to easily beat all of the previous tier duelists so that we can get all of the next coming duelists unlocked. But today we're gonna take on Gearfried the Lightning. Hopefully I've yambled on enough that this video will actually be like 10 minutes or so. The reason I say that is because this deck is actually kind of good. So this is one of the decks, this deck I should say, I found in, wow, I say kind of good as I fucking brick. This is one of the decks that I found on that website for a GOAT format, right? It allows you to look at GOAT format decks and you can build them. This one is called Dragon Aggro, and it's kind of crazy, to be honest. So I think I can actually maybe get rid of this, and I guess I'll do that because it doesn't have any tribute monsters, right? That's the first thing I want to know. It doesn't have any tribute monsters. It's literally, as the name implies, aggro is just you slapping down a bunch of cards. It has a bunch of monster removal in the form of spells and traps, and it has a bunch of spell removal in the form of like things like stomping destruction and stuff like that. Oh dear. Okay. And he's gonna negate the effect of this. Oh, so we're gonna be forced to activate Sakuretsu here, make him waste 4 cards, and I just used my 1 to clear it. It is slightly different from the Dragon Aggro list that is on there, because that list asks for 1 Mirror Force. I don't have Mirror Force for some reason, and I was just like, I'm not even gonna bother looking for it, but I just don't have Mirror Force. And then it asked for something else. Something else that I altered. Oh, it was using Sangan. I think, yeah, it was using Sangan, but I figured Witch works way better for the deck considering the attack values of the monsters that I have, so I just switched Sangan for Witch because it's probably not legal in that format to play Witch. Maybe that's probably why they weren't playing Witch, but yeah, so I can use stuff like Stamping Destruction here to just easily destroy the whole back row and then burn him for 500 on top of that. And then we have Spear Dragon, who's 1900, can pierce, goes to defense mode, which isn't actually that bad. But also Element Dragon, who I was gonna replace because I thought Element Dragon was kind of whack. Nah, he's kind of like the key to the deck. Because I don't know if you guys remember the element cards, but there's a series of monsters that came out. They're all light and dark monsters, and they all work with with 2 other attributes of the non-light and dark attributes, so like fire, wind, water, and earth, right? Every element monster is like element something, right? There's like element Saurus, element magician, etc. And they're either an attribute of light or dark, and they work with some other specific attribute, either fire, water, earth, and wind, right? One of those 2 of those 4. And they get 2 different effects depending on the type of attribute that you have in the field. And the way Element Dragon works is if you have a fire monster, he gets 500 attack, so he becomes 2,000, which is, you know, pretty solid. Some normal summon 2,000 in this day and age, pretty good, right? Then he says if you have a wind monster, I might have these reverse, but he says if you have a wind monster, if he destroys something by battle, he can immediately attack again. So if you have both of those, you have a 2,000 point monster that can swing into stuff, kill something, and then attack again, right? Which just racks up damage super easily. It's really good removal. They're gonna go again with all these equips here. They're gonna kill my twin-headed behemoth, but he does have the effect where he could come back. But since he was destroyed by the sword here, the Wicked Flamberg or whatever, it is not gonna happen that way, right? So I could do a couple of things here, but I think the smartest one is to just use this here to pop and then destroy the monsters, and then I'll throw out Luster Dragon, and then we can go ahead and Stamping Destruction one of these remaining cards here. Yep, and then just go in and swing. Yeah, so it's just a very aggressive deck that just throws out monsters and just deals with whatever your opponent has. I do have certain weaknesses, right, where I have no real easy ways to get rid of Spirit Reaper, right? Aside from, unfortunately, Snatch and Steals, my only way to get through Spirit Reaper. Oof, that's gonna be a lot of damage. If they do end up throwing out a big body and I don't have, you know, I used up all of my Widespread Ruins or my Sakura 2 Armors, I have no way to get through those monsters, right? They have a lot of attack points. Okay, that's decent. Let's see, which effect is Wind? Yeah, so Wind is I can get attack again. So what I can do here is I can summon Element Source. I can use Stamping Destruction to pop Snatch Steal. Snatch Steal returns my Luster Dragon to me. And now my effective Element Dragon is live. So I can swing into this Mataza the Zapper, destroy by battle, inflict 200, then its effect activates. Since I destroyed something by battle, immediately after that, I can attack again. So I have a mini little BLS, not really, but yeah. And then I can swing it again with the Luster Dragon. And of course, if this, if I had the Mass Dragon on the field, I'd have 500 extra attack, right? With Element Dragon, so you would have been able to do a lot there. But, let's see. They've got themselves Grand Ninja Sasuke. Unfortunately, I don't have Fire Monster to power up my Element Dragon. And I don't really do much other than what I've just told you. I just have, it's literally just 3 of like every single card, right? And just a bunch of removal. 3 of all of the monsters I've used so far, a bunch of removal, and then 1 of like the good cards. And that's it. That's a deck. That's Dragon Aggro. The other, I forgot what the other deck I was gonna play. I think next up I might have been considering the hero deck, but I might save that for later, just because there is a hero duelist that we come up against. But I don't know if I want to use that against him specifically, right? So we'll see. We'll do one more here against Gearfried. Guilford the Legend. I'm trying to say Guilford the Lightning, but that's not who he is, right? Completely different card. So wanted to use dragons since I was using warriors this whole time. So instead of using warriors again, I'll use what I feel like is the exact opposite in dragons here. So I'm gonna go ahead and set this. Yeah, because originally I was gonna build a anti-dragon warrior deck, right? Just for Red Eyes Darkness Dragon, but then I ended up just making like a warrior toolbox deck that happened to have Blaster Blader in it. But I wanted to use like Dragon Soul or whatever, that like for each dragon it gets like, well, I forgot the actual effect of the card, but I know by itself it gives you 700. I think it automatically destroys the dragon by battle or something. So I was gonna use that, but I didn't have that card, so I was just like, oh, I see. So we ended up just building what I did, and then I just ended up really liking it because obviously I was like using warriors, and I don't know, I have just a newfound admiration for this era of Yu-Gi-Oh, this stage of Yu-Gi-Oh. I don't know how to describe it, but we're gonna throw out Twin Heat Behemoth because it's the same thing as my Element Dragon. and I mean technically not Element Dragon would be 500 more, but both of these monsters, if they get destroyed by battle, they can come back basically, right? And I'm gonna try and use that to my advantage, maybe. Mass Dragon, actually I don't have any more Mass Dragons because I have another one in hand, so I'd have to go into an Element Dragon, but that's fine because I can normal summon Mass Dragon from my hand. So they're gonna go ahead and get their Command Knight back, and then go into Marauding Captain, see if they use the effect. I'm going to Goblin Attack Force, yikes. So that's gonna take down my Mass Dragon. Unfortunately, I won't be able to stick Element Dragon on the board here because of that. I will be able to summon it. Might as well put it in defense because both these monsters can get over it. They're gonna be a little dumb and swing into Twin-Headed Behemoth, and then not attack into Element Dragon with Goblin Attack Force. I guess they don't want to bother putting it into defense mode is the logic, because it's not a big enough advantage or something like that. Not sure, but we're gonna immediately stamp an instruction here. Get rid of this and get rid of that. I have no way to clear this Goblin Attack Force, even though now at least its attack points are a lot more palatable. I can summon a Mass Dragon who does have the ability to to, you know, what do we call it, float into something else, and then I can inflict some damage here, not use the effect, and pass turn here, and see what they're gonna do with this Goblin Attack Force. They could attack it to Mass Dragon, reduce my attack points, or they can go to Element Dragon, and I'll just summon another one from hand. Either way, this is going to go into defensive mode and I win next turn, right? Depending on this trap card, and if I get something that I can use, I could be smart and just play this also, right? And not in the duel here. I guess I could do that. So let's go ahead and go into Mirage Dragon, which doesn't let them activate traps during battle. So now I can get rid of this Goblin Attack Force. And next turn, I can, assuming they don't attack into Twin-Headed Behemoth, I should be able to very easily go into my Element Dragon and attack into whatever they summon it and win. Alright, unless, you know, they do something crazy here, but I have the protection of Mirage Dragon. And then we're going to Element Dragon here. And we're just going to go ahead and clean up here. Unless this is something stupid that has 2000 attack, which is another thing, right? Because the highest I can get is 2000. But if you play something with a big ass like Mythical Elf, or, you know, something like that, or like Charcoal and Apache or something like that, I'm just like, uh oh. Can't do anything about that. So yeah, you can probably make some changes other than like drawing to Smashing Ground or something like that, right? So you can probably make some changes to maybe make it a little bit better, but it works pretty well. In any case, that's been this video. Till next time, take care of yourselves and each other, and have yourselves a damn good one.